Are you new to Area F2 and struggling to figure out why you're losing so many of your games? Then stick around, because in this video I'm going to give you the top 5 things that you should be doing to level up your gameplay. What's up, FOciety? I'm Focused and welcome back to another video. If this is your first time here and you're looking for tips, tricks, and the best in mobile gaming, then start now by subscribing and ringing the bell so that you don't miss out on anything. As a new Area F2 player, the basics need to be mastered before you can start leveling up your game. So let's get into the top 5 things that you should be doing as a new player. Number 5, properly taking advantage of the drone phase as an attacker. You're given 45 seconds to find out as much information about the objective and the enemy team as you can. During this 45 seconds, you want to focus on 2 things: finding the objective's location and what agents are on the enemy team. Locating the objective will allow you to form a strategy on where to breach and how to approach it in the safest way possible. And learning what agents you are facing will help you to be on the lookout for specific traps and gadgets that they will have placed to prevent you from achieving your objective. A quick side tip for the drone phase: don't let your drone be destroyed at all costs. We'll talk more about that later in this video. Moving on, number 4, properly taking advantage of the planning phase as a defender. Just as the attackers have 45 seconds to find out as much information about you, you have 45 seconds to prevent them from doing so and making their job that much harder. Now, depending on what agent you chose, you'll have different gadgets, and what you do with them will vary. So it's best to understand your agent and their loadout before you start the game. That way you can utilize their gadgets in the most efficient way possible. There's 2 basic things I want to touch on here: which walls to fortify and which ones not to. Every agent on your team, including you, are given 2 wall fortifications. You're going to want to take a look at the room that you're in and quickly decide which walls are best to fortify. You'll want your fortifications to cover the outside walls to make it tougher for the enemy to breach. If the walls are adjacent and lead to another room, consider using those fortifications elsewhere, because you can always occupy that room to catch the enemy off guard. Now, what I'm going to say next is my biggest pet peeve. If you're playing a demolition match, you're going to have 2 objective locations. And for the love of everything that's holy, blow up the wall in between the objectives. And if you see your teammate blow the wall in between the objectives, do not fortify it. Blowing the walls in between allows your entire team to keep eyes on both objectives at once. If you barricade those walls, it splits your team up and takes away a ton of peek angles that helps you defend those objectives. It blocks off the rooms and makes pathing between the 2 objectives difficult if you're in a 1v2 or 1v3 dire situation. So, in your loadout, make sure you have some sort of explosive item to help you break down those barriers. Number 3, destroying the cameras. Defenders have one huge advantage over the attackers, and that's the security cameras. These cameras allow the defenders to track activity throughout large sections of the map. The good part is that the attackers are able to deny that coverage by shooting them down. This is something that, as a new player, is easy to forget because you're so focused on the objective, but it's actually hurting you to allow the defenders to know your attack plan. The camera locations are static and they never change. There's a few outside, and inside they're placed in rooms, in hallways, and in stairwells. Learn their positions and remember to shoot them down, and you'll very quickly see how many more opportunities that you give yourself. Okay, let me take a quick second and say that this top 5 video covers some of the new player basics, but it barely even scratches the surface. The rabbit hole goes much, much deeper. So if you have a specific question, or you would like me to make more of these Area F2 videos, then sound off in the comments below with the keyword series. That shows me that you made it this far into the video, and that you want me to continue to make these Area F2 tips and tricks videos. Moving on. Number 2, staying near the objective as a defender. Okay, look, I get it. Running around the map and getting picks can be a rush, and there are some agents that can pull it off. But The attacker's job is to infiltrate the objective, and your job is to defend them from doing so. There are multiple entries for each map, and if you're not actively watching the cameras, or listening to callouts or pings, and just running around pretending to play Call of Duty, you're going to die. And in doing so, you put your team at a disadvantage, and it requires your teammates to pick up your slack. The attackers have to come to you, so stay close to the objective and play for that protection. Now, remember earlier when I said, a quick side tip for the drone phase. Don't let your drone be destroyed at all costs. We'll talk more about that later in this video. This is why. When in doubt, drone it out. You are given 2 drones on the attacking side, and take a second to think about how powerful that can be. The drones give you a complete look at what's beyond that door, behind that wall, and what's lurking around that corner. There are advanced droning strategies that we can go into in another video. Give this video a thumbs up if you want me to make that video. But for the basics, enemy agents can be lurking in any room, have peek holes in any walls, or be waiting in ambush somewhere. Going from room to room, destroying cameras, and moving with your drones allows you to effectively approach the objective with ease. Once you reach the target and you've destroyed all the cameras, the enemy team has no idea where you are. But with your drones, you know where they are and what they're doing. Use this to your advantage to complete your objective. If you need more clarification on any of these tips or just have a question in general, make sure to join our 200+ member FOciety Discord and ask away. That link will be in the description below. If you're just now finding out about Area F2, and you feel like you need a crash course, then check out this video here. And remember to subscribe here so that you don't miss out on anything. As always, FOciety, my name is Focused. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, be safe and take care of each other.